Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Listen, please subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Click the thumbs up button. Get in the comments and let me know what you folks think about what I do over here, my content. I want to thank everybody that subscribed. I truly appreciate y'all, everybody commenting. I truly appreciate that as well. Thank you for checking out the content and, checking in with your boy and continuing to watch and see what I do here. I'm going to forego my normal intro because the Jets have me just absolutely beside myself, and they don't deserve my intro, okay? I'll also be doing a live radio show Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. You can call in. Hey, when you call into my show, do not call in my show cursing. Don't do that, okay? This is a family show. I'm going to let everybody speak their mind about everything that's been going on around here with the New York Jets, but don't call into my show cursing, okay? So you guys will see that. I want to get into the New York Jets and the lack of accountability with this franchise. This is a miserable franchise that lacks accountability, okay? And my first question is, when we talk about accountability with this franchise, why is Greg Zuerlein still on this roster? Why is he still here? What is his purpose here? Greg Zuerlein and his bad kicking have cost the New York Jets games, but still and yet, he's on the roster. Let me go down the laundry list of what we've seen from him this season so far. Against Denver, the New York Jets lost that game to the Denver Broncos. Oh, yes, we lost that game 10-9. Do you know that he missed a 50-yarder with 47 seconds left on the clock that could have got the Jets a W? Oh, yes, he missed it. He missed that kick. What about against Buffalo, right? We lost to them recently as well. 23-20. We lost by 3 points. That's interesting because Greg Zuerlein missed 2 kicks in that game, one from 32. And then another from 43 in the fourth quarter. He missed a field goal when the game was tied 20-20. Missed a kick in Pittsburgh too. Kicked the ball low so it got blocked. And we just lost to the New England Patriots 22-25. He missed a 44-yard kick and he also missed the extra point. When he missed the 44-yard kick, at the time, the Jets were up 16-14. If he would have made that kick, he would have stopped the bleeding right there. They got the ball back and scored immediately. If you look at the Jets' record, if you look at our record right now, we're 2-6. Let's say if he just let's say we win 3 of those games because he makes his kicks. Let's push the Pittsburgh game out the way. We just win 3 of those games. The New York Jets would be sitting at 5-3. This season will be completely different than it is right now at 2-6. We'd be 5-3. This is not just when he started missing kicks either. We saw it in the preseason he was missing kicks. We saw that. We saw it. Yep. Yeah, we did. And there was a lot of people talking about it. I spoke about it with a lot of the Savages live on my live shows. And I started asking people, like, does anybody think we should start bringing in some competition? Is anybody seeing this guy miss kicks wide left, wide right, all over the place, right? And you know what's crazy? We had a kicker in the building at the time that was doing this thing as well. Maybe y'all know of him. His name was Austin Siebert. I believe he's with the Commanders right now. Well, Austin Siebert is one of the better kickers in the league right now, and the Jets cut him. The Jets cut him. He's actually 23 out of 25 right now. He's kicking at 92%. Greg Zuerlein is 9 for 15. He's kicking at 60%. And we got rid of Austin Siebert. Greg Zuerlein actually has a 2-year deal here with the Jets, $8.4 million. $4.2 million of that is guaranteed. Now, this is where I start talking about accountability. Because as a head coach, right, you're seeing this guy go out on the field and cost you games. You're watching this guy go out and literally kick you out of games that you should win. And I know it sounds crazy because the Jets have not played well, right, most of this season. But he's costing you games out there, games that you could absolutely have won. Well, Jeff Albridge, the New York Jets head coach, recently sat down with the media and had a conversation where they asked him directly, hey, you guys preach accountability all over the building. You guys are always talking about holding people accountable, but Greg Zuerlein is still on your roster after he's been stinking up the joint so far this season. How is that possible? And I want you folks to hear what he had to say when he responded to this question. I lost it. I absolutely lost it. Here's the clip. Roll the footage.
You preached since you became the coach's accountability, and so you have a guy like Zuerlein who's obviously not performed his job up to his capabilities. So how do you stand in front of the team and preach accountability if he's not being held accountable?
Well, in my opinion, accountability is controlling the controllables. His lack of making kicks is not a byproduct of lack of work. Not putting the time in, not devoting himself in every way to the process of trying to get right. So accountability to me is it's not always just the results, it's the process. A lot of times we can't control the results, so there is no part of me that could ever question his process. I mean, he's as professional as it comes, and his process is always right. He's as diligent as I've ever been around, not just for a kicker, for anybody in any position in this game. So from that standpoint, you could never question Greg, ever.
What in the world is that man saying? What did he just say? You can't factor in the outcome when you talk about holding players accountable? Is this man serious? He can't be. This is mind-boggling. Okay, if you don't factor in the outcome, if you don't factor in what you see in live games, the results from live games, if you don't factor that in when you talk about holding players accountable, why did you guys trade Zach Wilson then? Why'd you do it? Because everybody talked about how Zach Wilson was a steward of the game. He was the first guy in the building and the last guy out the building. He was in the building at the crack of dawn, watching tape, preparing, getting ready, and he was the last guy out of the building at midnight. He was always there. He was always on the field, putting things on, trying to learn and all that stuff. You guys benched him because he wasn't playing well in games. Rightfully so. Then you turned around and you benched him again. Right? You benched him for Mike White. Then you guys turn around, you bench him for Tim Boyle. You bench him for Trevor Siemian. Then you guys go on to trade him. Why did you bring in Aaron Rodgers then? Because you knew that Zach Wilson was not getting it done in live game action. You knew you couldn't win with him. That's why you went and got a guy that could get it done. It's insane. This is why the Jets have been so heavily penalized as well. There's no accountability here. Can you imagine? Let's go to a foreign world, okay? Where you're a delivery driver. And you show up to work on time, you make sure your truck has fuel, you check your brakes, you make sure everything's good, you make sure you got your deliveries in the back of the truck, and then you start up your truck and you drive out and you blow through school buses, you hit minivans, you jump curbs, you run over stop signs, you hit street lights, you're almost mowing down pedestrians on the sidewalk. You wouldn't have your job for a second before they would get rid of you. That's insanity. Because guess what? What you do out there in live game, okay, when you're out there driving to make the deliveries is just as important as what you're doing to prepare to make those deliveries. This coaching staff lacks logic. I am blown away with how awful this Jets coaching staff is. Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. Please give the video a thumbs up. It is insane what I'm seeing. It is insane. Give me your thoughts down below in the comments. Let's go back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.